Okay, welcome back to the channel. We're still talking about B1B2 visas. And we're going to talk about the last P, which is the proof of ties. So the first P is proof of purpose, or the purpose of your visa. The second P is the proof of funds, which we've talked about in separate videos. Look in the video description below or check up here and go watch that if you have not. And this is the last one, which is, proof of ties back to your home country. And these are the three things that you need to do to get your B1B2 visa approved. And we go very, very detailed on these things. So let's do this last one. And Alfred is here to walk us through the process. So Alfred, what do we do with the last P?
Yes, this is also, as you know, one of the most important reasons why people are refused non-immigrant visas. So for proof of ties, it is very important. It's non-negotiable. You have to be able to prove to the consular that you will return after the purpose of your travel. So I have 4 ways that I have categorized it, right? So first of all, we have the business or the professional ties. We have the financial ties. We have the family or social ties. And we have the last one we call the community ties, right? So I'm going to take you through individually. And you can prove all of these ties. You can prove one. At least you must prove one of these ties. And it must be convincing enough. And you must know that proving ties is individual based. It depends, or it ranges from individual to another.
Very unique.
Yes, very unique specifically to people or individual or individually in that regard. So whatever will work for me might not work for Paul. However, I believe in whatever way you might find yourself in this category. So for the business of professional ties, this is where you establish that you have a job or you own a business, right? And your job is really important. It is a job that you cannot leave overnight to go and stay in somebody's country.
That's right.
So what kind of job do you do? Or what is your profession? Right? People who are professions or who are in a certain kind of profession, you are in a military, you are a police officer, you are a nurse, you are a teacher, you are what else? A pastor.
You work in the media.
You work in the media. So the profession, you can use your profession to establish your proof of ties. So for example, you work with TV3. For example, you work with a radio station. For example, you are a pastor. For example, you are a nurse. For example, you are a teacher, and you have vacation. All right, you are on vacation. Ghana or Ministry of Education is on vacation. You want to use the opportunity to travel. After your travel, you are coming back to your job, to your profession. That is important. So you need to think about professional or business. So here it is important. If you are looking at documents, you are looking at employment letters. All right, you are looking at business certificate if you are into business, right?
Entrepreneur
yourself. You are looking for all those documents, letters written by your employer, stating that, for example, you have a leave and you want to like introducing you that they know you are working with them and you have been given this amount of leave and you want to travel. That is very, very important. A statement showing revenue. So your statement of account here is also a way to show that your pay slip, they are all important and very, very important. And articles of incorporation, that's documents that prove your business registration if you have a business. Then you must just remember that these are just examples. There are so many documents, so many ways to prove the business. You don't need all these.
You need
These
a few of
just
each
examples.
And this is just one category. There are two others that Alfred is going to talk about.
Then we come to the financial asset, or what others call the real estate ties. So here you are proving that you have some qualifying assets, right? Some assets that will make you able to come back.
They are so important that you cannot leave out of your life in any way. And usually they are like, really heavy. Maybe you are a contractor or an engineer, a civil engineer. And all of your machines and your tools and your personnel and everything is in your home country, but you're going for a business trip. So one of the ways you can show proof is that, look, my caterpillars, my my workers, everybody is back home, and I need to just go be with this business for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to go back to that. So the property that you have as a business is going to show that tie for you.
Yes, and for some people, properties may be cars. You may have a car. You may have a land not even developed, but you have a land document. You may have what do you call it, a building. Either you are building or you have already built it, right? You may have what we call liquid assets, and for liquid assets we are talking about some investments. Investment is not liquid asset. It depends on the type of investment. Maybe you have an investment, maybe a treasury bill, you have a government bond, something in your home country that is financial in nature. Right, that is an asset, right? So that is also important. You have to prove document, and some of the documents is the property deeds, right? Titles of the documents, the contract that you sign when you purchase those things. So if you have a car, some of the car papers and all those things. The mortgage, if you have a mortgage payment, if you have a building, maybe you are building. In Africa, we don't do a lot of mortgage payments. We either build ourselves. Right, so you show all those documents. You are a homeowner, your home insurance and all that, and also bank statements showing large sum of money investment, as I said, and all that. These are financial or real estate. So it makes ties. There are some people who may not have all these,
but they may have something
else, right? So we move to the next one, which is the family or the social tie. So for the family and the social tie is one of the strongest way to prove ties, right? So you have, if you are a young person, you have your children, you have your parents, you have your family in your home country, right? And you cannot easily leave them. So using your own family to prove ties, because it is not easy to leave your pregnant woman to travel. So all these are things that you can consider.
Or a fresh baby.
So these are ties in your home country. Your parents are aging, right? And you have all your brothers, all your family are in your relatives are in your home country. It tells the consular that you don't have a lot of connection in the U.S. And that is really important for you when you are coming to the B1 or applying for your B1, B2. So for that, you also need birth certificates and marriage certificates, those things, photo showing connections with your family, signed letters from family and friends. There are some people you have to get letters from your own family. For example, there was this lady who was coming for B1, B2, coming to visit his mother, but her mother, right? But she had a baby, right? However, the baby, the father of the baby was like she was not with the father of the baby. So she was like a single parent. So she has to get a consent letter from the father that I'm traveling with our child. And that is also a tie because it's somebody's child. So the consular, you can prove to the consular that you cannot overstay there because the father would want to be with his child. Now the final one is the community ties. Right? Here you may be an assembly member, you may be an ebusuapeni, you may be a chief, you may be somebody in your community, somebody who is highly symbolized. If I say symbolized, like what just samba ukrum, ukrum de obiye ni out there is bosu in the family, in the community, right? So you may also have strong ties to your local community, whether through school, volunteer work, religious affiliation, political commitment. And to prove this, you may provide the following evidence: any document showing that you are integrated to an organization, maybe an NGO where you help, you are an assemblyman, you are a chief, a local chief. You shouldn't be a big chief, but you are a local chief. You are a youth leader. You are a local, some kind of leader in your community, and your community look up to you in so many things, right? So when you prove some of these things, it makes it easy to get your B1, B2 visas approved. Always know that you must let the consular, like the proving ties is to let the consular believe that you will return. It's not just about saying you have the document. You may have the document, but how do you convince the consular? So it is important to make sure the consular is convinced when it comes to proving ties to your home country. Please consider subscribing if you are new here. and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Check the video description section for links to other videos and also for our emails. If you need personal coaching, if you need to ask any question, you have a lot of questions, just email us and we'll be able to respond to your email. Thank you for watching, and we are glad you are here.